Welcome to TFP, the Theater Folk Podcast. I am Lindsay Price, resident playwright for Theater Folk. Hello, I hope you're well. Thanks for listening. So, a couple of weekends ago, I was at the EDTA, Educational Theater Association Conference in Minneapolis, and the place was crawling with drama teachers from the US, Canada, beyond. I met a drama teacher from Brazil, and it's always a great feeling to be surrounded by a group of folks, the majority of which feel the same way as you about theater, feel the same way about the importance of drama in the classroom, and are by far some of the most devoted teachers I've ever met. So, case in point, I talked to two teachers, Trudy Ann Tom from Wisconsin and Laura Lee Williams from Colorado. Both came up to the Theater Folk table separately with great stories of how our plays were working for their students, and they both graciously agreed to sit down and talk to me about their experiences. So, first off, we have Trudy Ann. Go, Trudy Ann. I am here at the Educational Theater Association Conference.
Correct.
I had to thank EDTA.
Yeah.
And I am here with
Trudy Ann Tom.
I'm
a drama teacher at Waterford Union High School in Waterford, Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin.
Yes.
And you came up to me yesterday.
Yes.
And you said,
I am doing a bunch of your plays this year because I needed plays that had a lot of varying parts.
Yep.
And that all had an English background this year. And could be parts that were a lot of girls or boys. Parts could be boys or girls.
Yep.
So I'm so excited. Right now we're working on Through the Looking Glass.
Yes.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Yes. Now, you were, you said you were it was challenging getting through some parts of Through the Looking Glass. What is it like to work on this play?
It's invigorating, and it's
what an awesome word.
It is so fun because we sit there and they say, "Do you think Lindsay would be okay if we changed that?" And I go, "No, you can't change anything." But it says we're doing that. Oh, well, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And then they do it. It's so much fun. They are being very precise to what you had written.
Yep.
But students are creative, and they come up with their own sort of things, and it works.
Well, it's a perfect play to sort of come up with your own physicality.
Yes, that's it, the physicality.
Have you done the Jabberwocky yet?
Yes. Oh, that was the part that we had the hard time with because I was putting the entire Wonderland group into the Jabberwocky, and they couldn't fit around the stage because I've got 16 of them. So now we cut it down to just the first row.
Yep.
And so we've got one girl is the lead doing the big mouth, and then there's the wings, and then there's the tail that follow behind, and they've got somebody's holding on to the blue. Oh, two sides of the wings hold on to the blue, and then it goes down their back.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. And that was the biggest challenge, the Jabberwock. And then, of course, the part I love is when she closes the book, drops it, and they all fall on the floor. The kids, except for one girl, she doesn't like falling on the floor, but the kids otherwise love it. Yeah.
I don't like falling on the floor either.
I forgot how much Jabberwock was such a challenge. Because, like I said, the first time, I wanted to put all of them in it.
Yeah.
And it just,
So, but it sounds like you're doing exactly what you should be using rehearsal for. Trying something, failing at it, going, okay, that doesn't work. Okay, now what do we do? Okay,
exactly.
Now what do we do? Do your students really respond to that, where they try and...
Yes.
Yeah?
And they love coming up with the ideas.
Yeah?
And that's always hard for a director because I have to remember I'm an education director. Step back. Let them explore. And so they did the Jabberwocky a bunch of different ways. They were trying a lot of different things until they finally came up with what we were going with because it worked. They were comfortable with it.
It must give them a sense of ownership and pride,
Yeah, and that is what we're trying to do is have them in theater make decisions, collaborate, make decisions, and work as a team. And beautiful. Yeah, and they do. They own the play. It's theirs.
Do you think that's the most important part of being an educational? Yeah?
Yeah. we're making better citizens, and better citizens are people who work with each other and give and take and accept.
And think creatively. Like, it has nothing to do with being a theater, life in the theater. It has to do with just problem solving. Like,
yes, exactly.
Coming up with a jabber, coming up with a way to make a huge imaginary monster work. Can actually fit in your life, because there are lots of metaphorical monsters that need to be figured out.
Exactly.
Awesome. So you are also doing
let's see, the Merrie Christmas Show, which we haven't started at all, haven't done anything with that. Then we will be doing
Canterbury Tales.
Canterbury Tales. I'm very excited about that because that's right when I'm teaching English literature.
So what do you think? Do you think that will make the original text a little bit more accessible
and understandable, and yes, acceptable
right.
to the students? They'll say, "Oh, get it now, get it."
Well, that's such the biggest barrier, right? And quite frankly, Chaucer is a dirty guy.
I know.
And the stories are so. They are accessible. It's just that language barrier. Like, that's what when I was writing it, I wanted it to be as true to it as I could, but also accessible. Yeah.
Something that high school students then would read or perform and enjoy it and accept it. Yes.
Will the people who you are teaching, will the students who you are teaching it to also be in the play, or will they go and watch it? How will that work?
I'll make it a requirement that they have to go see it. Our school, I love our superintendent who supports the arts.
Yeah.
And if I say I'm going to put in my curriculum that they have to go see this play, he will have no problem with it. Okay. Free tickets, they'll go. I'll make them write a review of it so that we'll somehow tie it in. I haven't done everything for that class yet, but we'll tie it in. So yes, it's important that the students go see it. My Drama 1 students always have to go see the plays that we do.
Yeah.
Always. Because some of them have never done anything with a play.
Yeah.
They haven't seen one or much less been in one. So it's important that they go see a play.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about that. So we do get a lot of our audience just from students that have to go see the plays, but that's how you learn.
Well, that's how you
enrich their lives and make them better students. And it's surprising how often they'll go to see a play and go, "Oh, that was really different than what I expected. That was really good." I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to tell you that. So yes.
What is it like to have a really supportive superintendent?
It is fabulous. It is so fabulous because he says, if one student comes to school because of your class, then we're successful. And I did. I had a student when he graduated. He said, "Mrs. Tom, I never would have made it through school if I didn't have theater production class," which I loved, and I came to every day to school just for that class. And so that makes you feel really good. And he's right. It's our job to keep kids in school. And the more that we can offer them. This is why I don't understand cutting the arts. Do not understand cutting the arts at all, because there are students that are not going to graduate if you don't have the arts. They make us humans.
I think about if I had to have focused solely on math and science in high school, I'm not sure what I would have done, because it's just
I wouldn't have made it. Science was not my bag. Yeah. Math was not my bag, but the arts and literature and that just was everything. And I came from a small high school where we did one play a year.
Yeah.
At our school we do 6 plays a year.
That's pretty awesome.
That is. But 4 of them, though, are one acts, and those one acts are done during a class period time.
Right.
But they do have to make a commitment the tech week, of course, evenings, rehearsals. But it's important that there is that much art, and it's not any more than, any English class homework assignments, any math class assignments. These are all things that you need, and it makes better, more well-rounded students.
It sounds like you really love it.
Oh, I do. I love it.
How long have you been a teacher?
Not that long.
No? How come?
Well, it's strange. When I graduated from college, I had my degree in art education. And my husband didn't want to move out of our area, and I couldn't find a job. And so I went other directions. And then finally, I was working for a wonderful insurance company making nice pay. And they said, we were going to change your contract. And if you don't want to change your contract, we will buy you out. And I said to myself, I'd hate to get to retirement age and say, I wish I had. Because I had wanted to be a teacher. And so I thought, I'm taking my buyout. I went back to school. Over the years, I had gotten my license in theater. But I thought, to make myself more marketable, I had to get a license in English, because most schools, that's who does the play, the English teacher. So I have 3 licenses, and I took that year, got my English license, and that's the only way I got the job.
Yeah.
Both schools I was at, they said we wouldn't have hired you had you not had that English license. So I have art, theater, English. Love it. So I've only been teaching 13 years. And I do love it. I do love it, even though it is exhausting.
Well, good heavens. I can just imagine. Like, it's a full year of set up a production, do it, put it down. Set up a production, put it down.
I'm doing 2 plays at one time. I'm doing the fall play right now, which is Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, working on your play during class time. And then when Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe ends and this play has gone to competition once, hopefully advanced, then we start getting ready for the Christmas play, because that takes place, if we make it all the way to state, which is the weekend before Thanksgiving, and then the Christmas play has to go on for Breakfast with Santa, which is 2 weeks after the state festival. So, but then we get to breathe a little during Christmas.
Right. Just a little, and then
just a little.
And then you're back at it.
But that's what I love about your plays, because I thought, these are so flexible, and the parts, everybody's got kind of an even part. It's not one heavy with one person.
I like ensemble stuff.
Love it. For my classwork, love that ensemble work. It gives more students the opportunity.
Everybody gets something.
Yes.
And
and good something.
My favorite is writing, because that's what, when I was in school, I was always the little part. And I'm like, if I'm going to play the little part, I'm going to play the crap out of this little part. So I love writing little parts that are show stealers,
Yes.
That one little thing, and they just have such a wonderful moment.
Well, I told the students, one of the best things that happened to me in college, I was so certain I was going to get the lead in this one part. And I didn't. I got a small part. Small part in a play. And I had to come on as this very rich woman, so I got to wear a mink coat. And I was only on stage for 10 minutes, but I got applause.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, that's fine. Small parts are good, really good.
So what would you, as we wrap up, as an English teacher, and being the one who does the drama, what advice would you give to that English teacher who maybe doesn't have a lot of background, but is sort of, the play is thrust upon them? What advice would you give to that teacher?
Well, first they should do their homework, know the play, know what's going on in the play, do your research. But I feel like every English teacher should be at these conferences, that they're going to be doing the plays. They should be learning from each other, learning from their contemporaries. Share, but when you actually get down to directing the play, listen to your students. Listen to them. They come up with some wonderful ideas.
Oh, they're whack jobs. They're awesome. Like,
they are.
It's the best part of my job is just listening to what they come up with.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Keeps you young.
It most certainly does.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate just taking a couple of minutes and just sort of talking
this
about.
This is great, and I love so meeting you, because I'm just so excited about doing your plays.
Well, now that we've met and now that we know, so you have to. I need to hear about this year and how these shows go, and
definitely
what that Jabberwocky looks like.
Make it to state. Make it to state.
My fingers are crossed.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, Lindsay here. So that was Trudy Ann. And then the next day, I got to talk to Laura Lee about organizing students to compete in IEs. For those of you out there without thespian troupes, IEs are individual events. They're competitions, monologues, dialogues, group acting, musical, solo, group, and a myriad of other categories. So, all right, let's do it. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I am here with
Laurie Lee Williams.
And where are you from, Laurie Lee?
Denver, Colorado. the director for Headstrong Theater.
And you work at a middle school.
I do, Mountain Ridge Middle School.
And you came up to me yesterday. I'm at the Educational Theater Association conference, and you had some congratulatory news to share because you had 2 kids who had done a scene from one of my plays, 10-2, and not only did they get all superiors at their state level,
Yes.
And national,
Yes.
and then what else?
And they were invited to perform or compete for the IEs in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Which is the big kahuna. And I didn't know middle school students could be invited to do that.
If they go to their national competition, then they can. If they receive superiors at the national conference,
which I think is really awesome. And how wonderful! Were they like just over the moon excited?
Yes.
And then the other thing that you said to me was that you. So was it last year you had this number? Or upcoming?
Last year I had 89.
Last year you had 89 kids preparing for IEs, which for those of you who might not know, an IE is an individual event. So schools have competitions where kids can compete in monologues and scenes and duets and musical numbers and all manner of things. But you had 89 preparing for individual events last year, and this year you think you're going to have
110.
110, and I just thought that was something to talk about.
Yeah, it's an adventure every year.
So, how did you build this program where you have so many who want to compete?
Well, I started with 8 5 years ago.
Oh my God!
And we took 8, and people told their friends, and our numbers have grown every year since then. It's a fun program. Like it offers the kiddos an opportunity to take what they're learning inside the theater classroom and apply it outside.
Yeah.
So
and to get feedback and to how their work is. How people see their work, other people see their work. It's outside. It takes what's going on inside and makes it outside.
Right. Oh, and I think the biggest thing for middle school is to build the confidence.
Yeah.
It's so important. So you set them down a good path.
Yeah. So do you think, is that the purpose of IEs?
It's a twofold thing. It builds confidence, and it gives them feedback that they can't get from me. That it's somebody else. It's a different point of view.
Is that I find that I get that a lot when I go into classrooms, that if I give feedback to something I'm seeing, the teacher's sitting there going, yep, I say that all the time.
Exactly. But it's nice because it validates the kids who have taken the advice and taken the instruction, and then they go and they do a good job, and again, it's secular. So how on earth do you prepare and implement over 100 kids doing these IEs? I have an awesome choir teacher and an awesome language arts teacher.
Yeah.
And the 3 of us have kind of taken and made a team. Yeah. And each kid has to come see each one of us individually. Right. Twice. Okay. Throughout the semester. So, we make time in the morning before school, and then after school when we don't meet as a troupe. We meet as a troupe every Wednesday. Right. And that's I have high school kids come in, and I break them into family groups. And
what a great idea. So is that like a community thing, or they come in, the high school students?
The high school kids just loved it and came back, and I'm super grateful for their help. So they allow us to take more kids and get more people involved.
So it kind of sounds like a lot of the onus is on the student. Like if the student has to make the appointment to come and see you, the student has to work on their own, the student has to, and that's a lot of responsibility for like a 12-year-old.
Very much, but they rise to the occasion.
Yeah?
You set the bar high, they'll meet it.
I think that's wonderful. So what kind of IEs do you do?
Mostly, this year it's actually an even mix. It's about 60% musical theater. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves solo musical. And then I have a few duets in one group. And then lots of duet acting That's when it comes to acting.
That's what they want to do?
Yeah. Colorado is introducing monologues. This is the first year they're allowing middle school students to do monologues. So that will be different. I'm kind of excited to see how that works out.
So what are the kinds of, what kind of help do you give a middle school student when they're preparing for duet acting?
Well, we choose a piece together.
Yeah?
I tell them to go home and do a little research, figure out what they like. Do they like comedy or do they like drama? And usually they come back with movie scripts.
Right.
And then we talk about how you have to have dramatic literature.
So not only do they, is the responsibility is on them too to sort of at least do the first bit of foray into looking for a play.
Right.
That's really awesome.
And I do a lot of work in the summer. I make a list of all of my 7th graders who will then be 8th graders for the next year.
Right.
And I kind of start brainstorming stuff for them.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of ideas for each kid when they come back.
Right.
But I definitely don't want to give them a piece and just say, here, this is what you're doing. Because that kind of takes the fun out of the research part of it for them.
Well, and if they're picking their piece and if the responsibility is there, I mean, they might, if the onus is on them, then they'll take ownership.
They do. They take ownership of the piece.
Okay, I have to tell you, it's really early in the morning. It is 7 o'clock in the morning here, and both Laura Lee and we both have big cups of coffee and tea. So I'm just telling you right now, the language skills are not at our top peak. Okay,
But we're not quite awake.
Okay, the disclaimer is out there. I love that. I really like that it's their piece. So they're gonna like it. And then that might make them, try a little bit harder. Do you have a huge spreadsheet?
I do.
Yeah.
I love Google Docs.
I love Google Docs too.
Because all 3 of the coaches can get on and we can be on it. And it's not constantly sending a piece of paper around. That was my first year. We sent this punch card. And we made the kids do a punch card every time they saw us.
Oh my gosh.
But then we weren't able to put in feedback. With Google Docs, you can kind of, you can put in what feedback you gave the kid last time. So everybody knows what everybody else is saying without having to constantly go to that person.
No, and then you can say, you can go, look, this is what we talked about.
Right.
And here it is right here. Oh, that's really good. I think that's a really good, I love for that exact reason, because other two or more people can work on a document at the same time. That's a wonderful piece of advice. Okay, so they choose you have some thoughts, but they choose their own piece. And then what's the time span? How long do they work on it?
And this is something else we're doing this year. It's constantly evolving and shifting.
Which is good.
To try to make it better. Usually, in years past, we've started in October, and it's a 9-week club that meets once a week. But this year we started in August, because my principal had this really fabulous idea that what if kids had the opportunity not to compete, but just to do thespian troupe and get the skills.
Yeah. And
then you choose second quarter, do I want to go on and go compete and go downtown, or am I done and say, I've had this opportunity, it was fun, but maybe this is not for me. So it doesn't necessarily, make them compete. It's like that next step. They have to choose it.
So why did the principal want to do this? Why did he want to, she want to implement this non-competitive segue?
Because I think our school is a lot about choice. So maybe and she brought to my attention that, what if there was a kid who was just trying drama theater for the first time and really wanted to get the experience, but downtown and competing just absolutely intimidated them.
Yeah.
And I had never really taken that into consideration.
Yeah.
So that's why we set it up this year this way, and it's working a lot better, I think.
Yeah? Why?
It also works better for the kids that go with me every year and kind of, we get tired of a piece after 9 weeks. I mean, they're middle school kids. They have a shorter attention span than an adult, and it causes them to say, oh, we're now into the second part of the club, and this is the second quarter, and we've got to step up our game because we only have this much time. I think it makes the deadline a little bit greater.
Yeah, it's sort of it's part 1 and part 2. So how involved are you with like blocking and all the nitty-gritty of them putting the piece together, or do they do it themselves and you just give feedback?
I'm pretty involved in the blocking, especially with the musical theater pieces, with the choreography, and we try to put dance into it. I saw this really cool stuff last year in Georgia where everybody used chairs. And so this year, Karen Sprafke, she's the language arts teacher that helps us, that's the other coach, she and I have decided we're putting chairs in everybody's pieces, just to incorporate, something. A
little
to
bit
give
of something
the kids something to work with in the scene. So that's kind of the challenge this year, to see if we can use the chairs that we're given.
So, it really does sound like you guys try something new all the time.
We do.
Your program is not stayed. You're looking to improve or change. Why is that important? Why is it important to always try something new?
You don't want to get stuck in a rut where you do the same thing over and over, and I don't think that's good for kids. I think to keep evolving, because you're going to anyway. You
can't help it. The life will change around you. You might as well.
So you can either go with it and make something good out of it, or you can stay stuck.
So let's start with size. So what advice would you give to a thespian troupe leader who might be intimidated by, oh my God, I could never do 100 kids. I could never organize 100 kids.
I get that a lot. Yeah. And to them I say, yes, you can.
What do? Give top three.
Start small.
Yep.
And you don't do IEs immediately.
Right.
Go to your junior conference first. Go to festival first. Whatever your state has. Experience. Get your kids to go to the workshops and maybe sit in on an IE or two. Get the experience and get kind of a feel for it. And just grow your numbers every year. Add a little bit more every year. Enlist the help of your language arts teacher, your choir teacher, your band teacher.
You need help.
Absolutely. I could not do this alone.
That's on. And there's 100 sounds intimidating, but you said you started with 8.
I did. And not very long ago. That was 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
And enlist the help of the high school kids that come back and see you.
Fabulous. That is a fabulous piece. Like, why not? Gives them a piece of, here you go, you're going to be in charge. They're doing drama,
And they're getting to mentor kids that were where they were, 2 years ago.
And what a great thing for a grade 8 kid to meet someone in high school who's in the drama program. When they go in grade 9, they won't be alone.
Right.
It's a great transition thing. Do you come from, is where you are? No, you're in Denver.
I'm in Denver.
You're in a big city. This is not even like a small town thing. So this can happen anywhere.
It really could.
Yeah. Now, okay, so what would you say, or would you be your top pieces of advice for feedback for IEs?
Feedback. Two things. The Google Doc is good if you're wanting to communicate with your coaches. Yeah. And then there's also this really cool app that just came out for the iPad and iPad mini. It's not on phones yet, and it's not on Android yet, but I think it will be. It's called Critique It. Yeah. And it's got the Colorado Thespians, it's how they score IEs. Okay. But you can use it in a classroom, you can use it with your kids. You don't have to be a Colorado Thespian because it scores on the same principles. It's
got some criteria.
It does. And you can put the kids' email in it, you can put your email in it, you can put anybody's email, and when you're done critiquing them, it's emailed straight to that person.
So, and then does it keep a record?
The kids can keep their records, right. Yes.
I think that's awesome. What is a piece, like a scene that you never want to see again?
Anything from Wicked. Love the show. But if it's so overdone. Yes. Popular. I don't ever want to see Popular again.
Or Defying Gravity.
Yeah.
And what's a piece that you'll never tire of?
Oh gosh, there's so many. Quiet from Matilda. Yeah. We're doing that one this year. Yeah. That's an amazing piece of music. Yeah. I really like that one.
That's really awesome. Cool. All right.
I also like stuff from the Drowsy Chaperone, too.
Yeah.
You got to be careful, because you got to find the appropriate stuff, but...
How do you...
Show off's a good one.
How do you sway a student, or not sway, encourage a student away from something when they come in and they're so excited by it, and you can tell that they love it, but you just know it won't fly. It's not appropriate.
That happened this year.
Yeah.
A lot, actually, because everybody, with movies that come out and things like that, Les Mis just was released as a movie.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do I Dreamed a Dream.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of kids that came in and wanted to do Master of the House. Absolutely not. So I give them options. I say, let's research together and let's find something that maybe fits you a little bit better. It's a conversation.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's like, oh, okay, you're right. This would be better.
It's something that you don't just flat out say, no, you can't do this. It's like,
oh no,
let's work together.
I always make it a team effort, because then it's a little bit more, it's a little bit easier for them to understand. It's not an adult just saying, no, you can't,
right,
because I said so. I actually give them an explanation.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sitting down early in the morning.
You're welcome. This was fun.
I think as I was saying before to you, we just have so many of our customers who do IEs, who do the monologues and the scenes, and when you said that you had over 100, I'm like, well, that's something we need to share and talk about, and so basically just get help, use your technology, it'll lead you far, and just work as a team, and you can do it anywhere. In my head, when you started talking about having the high school kids come in, I'm like, oh, what a great small town thing, and I'm like, no.
Nope, and I'm totally happy to share any advice or information with people. I can give you my email address.
That'd be sweet. Awesome. Thank you so much.
I'm happy to help out. Yeah,
Thank
you're
you so
welcome.
much. Thank you so much for talking to me, Laura Lee. Okay, before we go, let's do some Theater Folk news. Our monthly newsletter, Spotlight. And yes, I am doing jazz hands. Our newsletter Spotlight is out, and it is a What's New at Theater Folk issue. So we have 5 new plays out at Theater Folk. Nice Girl by Amanda Marie Catallo, Scarlet Expectations of Two Greek Queens, and Just Girls Talking by Robert Wing, She Wrote, Died, Then Wrote Some More by Stephen Stack, and The Gift by me, Lindsay Price, resident playwright for Theater Folk. We do these issues so that you can gain a little insight into how these plays were inspired, the process of writing, and a behind the scenes look at the playwrights themselves. But there's more. This time around, we've also included a lesson planned in the newsletter, so students can read and analyze 3 of the interviews. It's a win-win all around. And if you're not subscribed to our newsletter, all you have to do is go to www.theaterfolk.com/spotlight. Lastly, where can you find this podcast? We post new episodes every Wednesday at theaterfolk.com and on our Facebook page and Twitter. You can find us on youtube.com/theaterfolk. You can also find us on the Stitcher app. And, of course, you can subscribe to TFP on iTunes. All you have to do is search on the word Theater Folk. And that's where we're going to end. Take care, my friends. Take care.